Hey guys, Tycone here, taking my morning walk. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning right now. And it's a Saturday afternoon, right? So I'm planning out my day and planning out my week, planning out my month, and just planning out my life, right? So I think that one of the things that we need to do in order to be successful, one of the things that we must do in order to be successful, one of the top traits and one of the top qualities that you'll see in super successful, hyper successful people across different industries, across different facets of life, right? Successful moms, successful dads, successful entrepreneurs, successful athletes. One of the top qualities that they all have is the ability to master mental toughness, right? The ability to master mental toughness. Okay, so you're asking, what is mental toughness, right? So mental toughness is the ability to control what's going on in here, right? The ability to control what's going on in here. And not only that, but to be so much better at it than you previously were, and that you may see other people around you who may, not be as good at it. So if you look at some of your top athletes, right? We'll take a LeBron James, we'll take a Michael Jordan, we'll take someone like that, right? These guys have the ability to be the best at their craft. And some of it is things that comes natural to them, right? Some of it comes to them, they've got talent. But if you look at someone like Michael Jordan, right, who naturally did not have the talent initially coming out, I mean, this guy got dropped from his team. He had to work super hard. But one of the things that he did master is mental toughness. So that is going to the gym when your mind tells you that you don't feel like going to the gym, or that you can take a day off, or that you deserve to take a day off. Going to the gym when you're traveling, when you might be off schedule, right? Getting out of bed when the alarm clock goes off, and you realizing that, hey, I could sit here and get 5 more minutes because my mind is telling me I'm tired. Or you can say, hey, mind, I see what's going on right here. I know what's taking place. I see how you're trying to trick me into believing that I'm tired. And just doing the old 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jumping out of bed and starting your day. So mental toughness starts with, number one, recognizing when your mind is trying to defeat you, when your mind is trying to trick you, when things are not going in the direction that you want them to go, or that you set out for them to go. So that's the first step, is recognizing, right? Recognizing when things are just not going in the directions that they should be going. And then the second step is saying to yourself, is this benefiting me or is it hurting me? And being 100% brutally honest with yourself. So me not going to the gym today, is this hurting me or is this benefiting me? Me laying in bed, is this hurting me or is this benefiting me? Me eating these bonbons or donuts, right? Is this benefiting me? Is it taking me in the direction that I want to go in, or is it pulling me back? Because every single action that we take in life has the ability to do 3 things. Number one, it could push us toward where we want to go, right? It could do absolutely nothing for us. That's the second thing. Or the third thing is it could actually push us back, right? Which could be the most dangerous of all. So if we say we want to get in shape, right? We want to get fit. We want to be, my shirt is riding here. What's going on with this shirt? Check out my shirt, guys. I love capitalism. Boom. Right? So if we say we want to get fit, but then, we're at the grocery store and we buy this box of donuts. First step to defeat is actually letting your mind allow you to go in and buy that box of donuts. Right? That's the first step to defeat. Because from there, it goes downhill. You've already set the trap. You've already set the trap of, okay, I've got the donuts now. They're in my shopping cart. I'm at the register. I'm paying for the donuts. The donuts are now in my car. The donuts are now at home. They're on my shelf, right? They're on my counter or wherever you may have them. And now you've got 12 donuts in this box. So now you have to be disciplined 12 times. You've got to be disciplined 12 times to stay in key, to stay in place where you said you want to be. So to overcome that, right, develop the mental toughness that allows you to identify when you're starting to slide. Be disciplined one time. And when you're at the grocery store, you just say, nope, I'm not going to get these. Oh, mine, I see what's happening here. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to test my mental toughness here. You're trying to test me. So if you are able to identify when you're starting to slip, when you're starting to get weak, and then stop that in its tracks, that helps you so much more. All right? So now that's the second thing there, right? So starting to identify when you're starting to slip, when you're starting to let loose, when your grip is starting to loosen there. And then the third thing is, the third key to developing mental toughness is to develop the confidence in knowing that what you tell yourself that you're going to do, you're going to actually do it. All right? Because we develop this confidence. The confidence becomes part of our mental toughness. Confidence comes from when we say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym 4 times this week, 5 times this week. And we actually stick to it. And we stick to it multiple times. So now the next time when we tell our mind, when we tell our subconscious something, hey, this is what I'm going to do, our mind now tends to believe it. And our subconscious tends to say, you know what? This is who this guy is. Every time he's shown me, every time he said that he's going to go to the gym 4 times a week, he's actually done it. So develop the confidence of telling yourself that you're going to do something and then sticking to it. Because it's just like our self-belief works in a way where when we tell ourselves something and we don't stick to it, good morning, guess what happens? We start to doubt. We start to truly doubt. Good morning. So it's just like if you tell your significant or your spouse or your business partner or your kids that you're going to do something, right? You tell them, hey, guys, I'm going to meet with you. We're going to go to the gym 3 times this week. First week, you go in and you meet with them 2 times. The second week, you say, hey, guys, I'm going to meet with you. We're going to go to the gym 3 times this week. This is the second week now, right? Guess what happens? Monday, you're supposed to go to the gym. And you give them some lame excuse. Oh, guys, I overslept. Oh, guys, my back was hurting. Or, oh, guys, I had to do this. But then you go Wednesday and Friday. Now, this is the second week now that you've missed going 3 times like you told them that you would go. And like you told yourself that you would go. Now the third week comes up, right? You go to the gym, you tell them, hey guys, we're going to meet up 3 times this week. Sure, you go on a Monday, you go on Wednesday. Friday comes around, you're feeling, you're falling into the trap of the whole thank God it's Friday thing that most people fall into the trap of believing and looking forward to. And guess what happens? You get relaxed. You turn on your favorite television show. You chill out. You believe that what your mind is telling you, hey, you went to the gym 2 already this week. You did good. You did better than most. You fall in the trap of, I'm doing better than most. Versus saying, I'm not doing better than I could be doing. Or better than what I've done the last time. So you call your buddies up. Hey, guys. Man, it's Friday, it's a weekend. I'm going to chill out today. I'm not going to go. Guess what happens now? This is the 3rd or 4th time that you have not kept your commitment. So next week, you tell them Hey guys, I'm gonna meet you guys at the gym 3 times this week. They've been going 3 times now. Every single week, they've consistently, faithfully been there. They've kept their word. But now you expect them to believe you again. And guess what happens? They are ready, right? They are ready. No, not think, but know that you're not gonna come in 3 times this week. So just like when people know, what's more dangerous is the fact that our subconscious knows. Our subconscious knows when we're being true to what we're saying, when we're being consistent, and when we're, really, really sticking to what it is that we tell it and that we tell ourselves that we're gonna do. So, that third aspect of building mental toughness is telling yourself what you're going to do, telling your mind, your subconscious what you're going to do, and then staying with it, staying true to that. And you do that by starting out small and building up that confidence, right? Don't go in and say, every day this week, I'm gonna go to the gym. Super challenging to do for anyone. Instead, you could say, hey, once or twice this week, I'm gonna go to the gym. You do that for 2 or 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then you bump it up. 2 times this week, I'm gonna go to the gym. You do that for 2 or 3 weeks, then you bump it up. 3 times this week, I'm going to the gym. You bump it up. 4 times this week, I'm going to the gym. And then before you know it, that becomes your identity. Your subconscious now sees you as this guy who goes to the gym. So when you start to even, when you start to even think about not going, it just feels so out of character. It feels so out of place. It feels so much not like you. So much to the point that you actually don't even think about not going, right? Those excuses kind of don't even pop into your head anymore. It's like myself. Like, I've always thought about myself as being someone who's a hard worker, right? So I've always thought of myself as being someone who, since a kid, as far as I can remember, who performs, who is a performer, who is a worker, right? Who gets it in, who loves just doing productive work. So I find it kind of hard to just chill out the entire day without doing anything. So you'll find me, even if I'm on vacation, I'm up early, right? I'm going to be at least writing out my goals. I'm going to be looking at my goals, going over my goals. I might be, on the phone with one of my team members. I might be looking at how we can reviewing how we can improve performance in some way. Why? Because that's become my identity. To the point where with some people it becomes strange. Hey man, why are you working on vacation? Man, I gotta get in at least 10 minutes. May not work the whole day, but if I don't get in 10 minutes, then I don't feel right. I feel like I'm slacking. And then by the same token, right? So that becomes your identity. So if you don't do things, good morning ladies. So if you don't do things that are consistent with your identity, then your identity starts to pull you back or push you forward and say, hey, this is who we believe you are. All right, so develop that mental toughness, and along with that comes the confidence, and along with that, you start to mold and scope your identity, and before you know it, you're a totally different person, right? You're this person who you want to be. That's how you see people who go from broke to becoming a millionaire. Or you see, people who go from being overweight, becoming this fit, lean person. Or you see people who, just totally revolutionize and change their life, right? And sometimes it looks like they've done it rather quickly, but they just understand that they have to become a new person and they have to, develop this identity. So one of the ways that you can develop a new identity and continue to master that mental toughness is just thinking about who it is that you want to become, right? Think about who it is that you want to become. Write that out. Write it out. And I don't suggest putting it in your phone. It could be easy to do it right now. But physically write it out. This is who I want to become. What does this person look like? And be as detailed as possible. When other people see this person, what do they see? Do they see someone that's disciplined? Do they see someone that's focused? Do they see someone that inspires them? Do they see someone that motivates them? Do they see someone that's happy, that's ambitious? Write it out. Use your adjectives. And then the other thing is, once you write that out, you start to look at it, good morning, on a regular basis. So review it, look at it on a regular basis. You can even revise it, because as new things come to mind, you're going to go to and want to add those character attributes in, right? And then, most importantly, you start to act as that person every single day. You have to put yourself in this role of acting as that person every single day. Now, I'm not talking about being all weird and start to, meaning changing yourself up, but acting as that individual in your head and acting as that individual outwardly, right? So that's it. Hey man, I'm gonna continue on my walk. I've been at this thing for about 7 miles so far, and this is part of that process right here. I wanted to bring you guys into my morning. This is part of it here. Taking my morning walk, and as I'm on this walk, there's nothing like walking. I never really considered myself, this is one of those things when it comes to changing your identity. I never really considered myself to be an outdoors person, right? Really didn't like the bugs, didn't really like, being out much. But once, many years ago, I heard from someone, a mentor of mine, who talked about his routine of walking outside. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna challenge myself and I'm gonna try it. As much as I hate the heat and bugs and things like that, I'm gonna try it. And I fell in love with it. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. I fell in love with how clear your mind can get. I fell in love with how you can use this walking out in nature like this to solve problems, to set magnificent, amazing goals. And to be honest with you, I started to make more money than I've ever made just by walking around in nature, thinking in my head clearly, getting rid of distractions, and just, good morning, and just being one where, you're spending some time with yourself. There's so much importance in that. It doesn't have to be 7 miles. It could be 7 minutes. It doesn't have to be you walking like this. It could be you just chilling in the car for a few minutes before you start your day. There's something that's super therapeutic about that. So hey, hope this helps you out. Remember, go in, develop your mental toughness. When you do that, when you start to develop your mental toughness and you start to recognize when things are starting to try to keep you away from where it is that you want to be, and you're able to say, no, remember the commercial? And block it, and then continue to push forward, that's when things really start to change in your life. So I hope you like this video. Share it, like it, comment. Let me know, where are you at with your mental toughness right now? Let me know which of these steps helps you out the most. Let me know which one would be the most eye-opening for you to start to put in place right now, all right? So share, like this video, comment. Think big. Thinking big is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And then challenge yourself to think even bigger. I'll see you. I'm out.